Good morning, welcome back to Kinver High. This is our return to school video for all students and we're really excited to welcoming you back on the 3rd of September. As you will know from the letter you received on Friday, we've got a staggered arrival and staggered departure time for different year groups and different students using the different methods of transport. At around 8:30 to 8:45, all students on the designated school transport, so on the Staffordshire LA coaches or on the school coach service, will arrive at this destination and go through this entrance here. They'll then begin the staggered 2-metre queuing process to enable them to get safely into the building. From the times of around 8:45 till 9:05, we're asking year groups 10 and 11 only, who are coming to school either by foot, car, public transport, to arrive at this entrance and again then join the 2-metre staggered queuing process to enter school. If your child walks to school, we would be really appreciative if they could aim to arrive at around 9 o'clock, because that will enable them to have less time in the queue. At this point, students using the designated school transport service or year 10s and 11 from around 8:45 will begin to queue in a staggered process at 2 metres apart before they enter the building and go safely through the first hygiene station. Let's go through. As students arrive into this part of the building, that is year 10 and 11 and year 9, they will hand gel. Year 10 and 11 will go straight across to the new block. Year 10 and 11 bubbles are located in the new block, with year 11 having the ground floor and year 10 being on the upper floor. So as they come through the main front entrance, they'll come across through the link and join a queuing system here that will be marked out at 2 metres in time for their return. They'll then come into the new block, pass through another hygiene station. Year 10 will proceed directly up the stairs. And year 11 will go round anti-clockwise down to their classrooms. Neither bubble will meet. There is a one-way anti-clockwise system in place. There are toilets located on each floor for the students, and year 11 will access their lunch and breaks by going through a different exit so that they do not cross over, and they will exit through the side of the building, again passing through a hygiene station to go out onto the playground or join the canteen for lunch. And year 9, only year 9 students on the coach service will go down through the art corridor and through the canteen to access the science rooms on the upper floor. All other year groups will be coming through different entrances. So year 7 and year 8 have their own separate entrance, and year 9 students not arriving on the school transport coach have their own designated entrance to the rear of the school that we'll have a look through. So just to recap, students coming through this main entrance will be year 10, 11 and 9 using the school coach services, arriving between 8:30 and 8:45, and year 10 and 11 coming on any other means of transport, arriving after 8:45. So year 7 and 8 students on the coach won't join the queuing system to the left of me like year 10 and 11. Instead, they have their own separate entrance in the old block alongside where their bubbles are. So year 7 and 8 on the coach service will come in through the main entrance and then go across and through the designated walkway set out for them. So year 7 and 8 students using the coach service will come through and start their queuing system at this barrier gate here. It's 2 metres apart, and then they'll be greeted by staff and go through the hygiene station before they enter the building. Let's go through. Here is where, when we arrive in September, there will be a member of staff, a table and a hygiene hand gel station, just as you've previously seen set up for the main entrance. Students will then come through. Here, year 8 will carry on straight through along the one-way system, and their entire school bubble is this entire floor and this area of the school. No other student will come into this area. Year 7 students will go straight up the stairs, and they have that entire area of the building for all of their lessons. Year 7 and 8 students who aren't using the coach service will arrive by the Enville Road entrance, which is out at the front of the school. Aim to arrive at 9 o'clock so that they'll then spend less time queuing. At this point, year 7 and 8 students will go through this barrier to the right and begin to walk through to go through their entrance. But as you know, we have a creche on site where parents arrive from around 9:05 to 9:30, and so we've set up a safe separate area for their route to the Kinver preschool playgroup creche. So year 7 and 8 will then go through this barrier gate and begin to queue, the same process at 2 metres apart, meet staff at the gazebo, pass through the hygiene station, enter the building, and it's the same process as for our year 7 and 8 students on the coaches, with year 8 being on the ground floor and year 7 having their bubble on the top floor. So year 9 students and our sixth form students that aren't arriving on the school coaches will access the school between 8:45 and 9:05 through the Castle Street rear entry behind me, adjacent to the youth hut. They'll then walk along, come around and join another 2 metre staggered queuing system alongside the youth hut on the playground. Here's the first hygiene station where sixth form and year 9 students will be greeted by a member of staff, asked to hand gel. They will then be directed along different pathways. As sixth form students will go along to the right and access the youth hut, where the majority of all of their lessons will now be taking place. Our year 9 students will then begin another long walk around the back of the new block to get them safely into the science block. Let's go. Again, you'll see that it is a staggered queuing process for year 9 to get them safely into the science block, and they'll pass through the same system that we've seen on previous queues, be greeted by a member of staff, and year 9, their bubble is completely the top floor of the science block and a classroom underneath. So an example of a normal classroom with a 2 metre walkway for the teacher. Whilst there is no requirement to social distance our students within their year group bubble, what we are doing is we are going to, wherever possible, keep our students distanced where we can. But essentially, when students come back to school, what they will go into are classrooms that aren't too dissimilar from the classrooms they left. So all students will remain with their bubble for the entire day. For the majority of the time, they will sit in the same classroom, the same seat, and teachers will move to them. The only time they will move, they will be escorted by staff, and that will be taking them to a designated specialist classroom such as art, DT, the sports block or science, or they will move within their 5 bubble classrooms to a designated particular maths set or English group. Lunch times and break times are all staggered and are all kept socially distanced within that area of the school in which their designated school mini-year bubble is. This is one of the designated lunch areas. The canteen will be utilised by some year groups. We've got a staggered lunch system in place so that no year group bubble will be in the same location eating for their social time on the playground or utilising the same toilets. All of this is fully detailed in the letter, but if we have a look around, you will see that our canteen has been socially distanced in keeping with the guidance, and outside we've got our new outdoor quad still being finalised, but again providing our students with an outdoor open space in which they can have their lunch, get some fresh air and get a well-needed break between lessons. We can't wait to welcome your children back to school next week. I hope that this video has helped bring to life the process that's been outlined in the very detailed letter that was sent to you. But as always, if you do have any questions or queries, please direct those to Leanne Forward or the office at Kinver email address. We look forward to welcoming you back to school very soon. Bye.